Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. It's 8 o'clock on the start of Monday morning. Glad you're with us. Katie is off, so we brought in Adam Campos this morning. I was explaining that we had a meat raffle over the weekend for the Buffalo Broadcasters Association. A little bit earlier, I was telling everyone that Katie is off today because she had the meat sweats.
That's mean.
And she could not get out of bed because she had too much meat.
Ed just always trying to stir something up. That's funny. Oh, Lord.
No, the reality is her in-laws were here, and it was nice to spend some time with them. Terry and Ed, they're great people. The Geoghegan family in town to celebrate Mother's Day. Hope you had a nice Mother's Day. Hope you enjoyed yourself and spent some time with Mom, sent her some love, and really celebrated who she is as a woman.
You should celebrate them every day, though.
Yeah, no doubt. I like that.
That's what I like to do.
As you're getting out the door this morning, I want to show you the weather for today. Take a look at this. 72, some scattered showers this morning and throughout the day. But take a look at Thursday. 73 degrees. That sounds like the next nice day that we might have. And then Porch Fest is Sunday in the Elmwood Village. Morning showers is what Aaron is saying. So hopefully by like the middle of the day, end of the day, that clears up. Sunday, though, looking like the better of the 2 days, pushing 80. And here we are in the middle of May.
Just seeing the weather patterns stay in that like 70 degrees, 60 degrees is so nice because in April, it was still shooting up 70 degrees. Oh, nope, now we're back to 32 or something. And I'm like, man, I can't do this. That's too much. That's too much of change.
In the meantime, there's some rain to start the day, but take a look at this picture that Donald sent to me earlier this morning. This is of a rainbow right outside of his house. This is over Wilson. How gorgeous is that?
I've never seen that on the photo where you see both ends to it like that.
Sometimes in Western New York, like you can actually get a good view like that. There are a couple of times where I've seen it go end to end, but over Wilson, over that beautiful farmland and the, dark gray clouds, but then the light almost at the end of the tunnel. Isn't that just so symbolic for so many people? And I kind of almost feel like it's symbolic of where we are right now, especially as a community, as we mark 2 years tomorrow since the Tops mass shooting. And, we kind of see some light coming at the end of the tunnel, some inspiration, some hope for the future, some guidance that we might get today from the 514 Commission about what kind of memorial will be established in honor and in memory of the 10 people who were shot and killed 2 years ago tomorrow at Tops. But yeah, Peter, that rainbow is a perfect parabola. Yeah, the bell curve, if you will, looks gorgeous. Carol, talking about Mother's Day, spent the day with my daughter and grandson and my grammar school friend enjoying a roast beef dinner. Love that. Happy Mother's Day. Howard says that, Adam, you look like you're exhausted.
I just took off the tie, really. I'm actually, it's crazy. I was just telling everybody outside, I'm like, I actually don't feel that tired today. I was actually able to sleep at a decent time for work yesterday. So honestly, though, I'm always tired in some way or capacity. So you're not completely wrong, Howard.
I like what Jeanette is saying here, too. Look at that promising rainbow for starting our work week with hope. I like that.
That is a good way to think about it. Monday, because most of the time, anytime it's Monday, that's the last day anybody wants to go in because you're back to work, you're back to that routine. So if you have a rainbow to start it off, a little inspiration to get you up and going.
Okay, speaking of inspiration, how about Rosaic, Johanna Kurtz and Kyle Kurtz?
Yes. Oh, John, can you grab me the hat? I left the hat in the newsroom, but
it's okay. Don't we have VO here?
Oh, do we? We do have VO. So this clothing brand was started, and thank you to Ed for introducing me to them. This clothing brand was started by Hamburg couple. It's Johanna and Kyle Kurtz, and the brand is called Rosaic. The name combines their son's name, Roman, who has Down syndrome and is nonverbal, with the word mosaic. And the idea behind it was because of the definition of mosaic, all the intricate pieces, as she said, the little pieces, combining that with everybody in the world and what Roman kind of exemplifies in himself every day. They decided to create this brand to share his story and raise awareness for Down syndrome and other special abilities. And then also, too, there's another part to it. It's called Roro's Gift, and it's a mission to give back to special education teachers and therapists. So what they do is every October, March, and May for a week, the proceed or the sales from the clothing brand will be put into a pot that is then gifted to a teacher or a therapist at the end at the end of June. So all throughout those 3 weeks, they just collect that money, and the goal is for $1,000 to give to that teacher or therapist, and it's their way of giving back.
So I met Johanna and Kyle at Rise Fitness Studio in Hamburg. They're from Hamburg.
Yes.
So they are, community supporters and now trying to support their own community. And they modeled their clothing line for the Rise community. And yeah, it is a great idea, Jason. It is so inspiring to see how, someone who's so young can be such a lesson, right? Like they personify that kind of giving spirit. And he can't even talk.
Can't talk. He's nonverbal, but just the way he's actually still able to communicate with them, the way that they're able to communicate with him, it's pretty cool to see just how all of it worked out. And I mean, one way, he loves music, so his music is the way that he's able to show his emotion, that he's able to show them how he's feeling. And they have a whole playlist set for him. He's huge on Pentatonix Hallelujah right now. He likes Kanye. He loves some other old music. There's a lot of different artists that he likes, and also too, with the crown, they call him their king.
I love that.
So that's why they have the crown as the main logo.
Jackie, you're so right. The resilience of children is such a beautiful thing, and they can teach adults so much as well. And I love that what Johanna and Kyle have done is that they're taking what could have been a really, I don't want to say it's a terrible thing, because it's not a terrible thing. They're taking what could have been an adverse situation and making it into something so positive that supports people with disabilities.
And that's exactly what they want to do with the brand. The whole point is to tell them, hey, just because he has, and how their verbiage they use now is special ability, it doesn't stop them from being a normal person. Right. It doesn't stop them from being able to do what we do on an everyday basis. They still bring that same light that anybody can bring into the world.
Anita wondering, is there a website or a link? Yeah, so we just posted the link. Johnny, my boy in the back here, just posted the link to Adam's story. So if you want to click on this link here, you can find out where you can get some of that Rosaic clothing. And, I love this, Anita. Yes, exactly. That's so eloquent, turning challenges into charity.
Exactly.
So smart.
And the clothes are pretty comfortable too, because I got to see all the shirts and the sweatshirts and stuff like that. And the shirt, it's like a workout shirt. So, and that's what I love, that type of fabric, because
soft.
Yes, it's soft. I sweat easily, so that's kind of a little bit more comfortable. It keeps me down, and just the whole design of it all. I'm a very simple person when it comes to a lot of my clothing. I don't wear patterns or anything. So having just a little crown, I'm like, I love that.
Love that. Kim says, I worked with people with disabilities for 16 years and they made it the best years of my life. Diane, good morning to you. Happy Mother's Day. My cousin's daughter is also nonverbal, but you get to understand what they need. She goes to a special school and thrives. And there are so many great services out there, so many good people working with kids like this. And it just helps them shape their lives for a better future. Love it. Great story. Okay. This is one of those stories that I think so many of us can relate to. When do you start to feel out of touch? Is there a specific age where you're like, okay, I am lost. I have no idea what you're talking about anymore. I have no idea what this conversation is even about, and I need to look to a younger person for some help. Is there a specific age where you're kind of like, what the hell is going on here?
That's for you now.
It is.
That's for you now with me. Everybody in the newsroom, honestly, with me, any slang that I use, any references, it's always like, well, Adam, what the hell are you talking about?
Okay, well, you are what, 22?
22, turning 23 Friday.
Okay.
So
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Early birthday. Katie and I are of a certain age, and Katie 39. I'm younger.
You won't even say it. That's crazy.
It turns out that the age of 39 is when people expect to feel uncool. So what are you out of touch on when it comes to this out of touch moment?
But that's the thing. I really feel like it just all depends on what your interests are, because there's some stuff even for me, like in pop culture, I'm like, I'm just out of touch on it simply because I don't care.
Right. Well, that's the other thing too, right? I mean, there are so many words that are being used nowadays where as an adult, you're kind of like, what are you saying? What are you actually trying to say here? And then if you've got kids, young children, and you're, our age, you're kind of like in tune with it because they're using it every single day. You're asking them to translate. Your kids don't think you're cool anymore, because you have no idea what they're talking about.
Well, and that's the thing too. Some of the slang, like that's the thing. A lot of my slang isn't even necessarily like what's up to date slang. It's a cultural thing back home in the Bay Area. Like a lot of the slang that I use all originated from the Bay Area.
Right.
So like adults in their 60s, even my parents use that same slang that I use, and that's what I grew up on. So
right.
Also where you're from depends on the slang you use too.
My mom, good morning, Jan. Not a specific age, but once you were in high school, I made a concerted effort to know what is going on. And see, that's the thing. Like that, I think is why my mom has always just been so cool to me, because she just like took a genuine interest to try and keep herself on my level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Okay, so what do people feel out of touch about? Modern slang, knowledge of celebrities, which is what we had here in the chat, fashion, and literature. So I cannot get on the fashion trends right now. I think I'm still stuck in like 2015, 2016. I like my skinny jeans.
That's what I was on in high school.
A fitted shirt. I can't do the loose clothing like we did in the 90s anymore.
Now, how you said 2015, 2016, knowing that that's when I was in high school, how does that make you feel?
Old. I had just come to Channel 7 at that point for about a year, 2 years, and this is what, my 4th job in the business. So
that's funny.
My baby over here, my baby.
The youngin' of the family.
Lauren, stuck there too. I know, exactly. Anita says skinny jeans forever. Becca says the teen fashion trends are back to the 90s, and I hate it. I do too. I really can't get into it.
Why do you hate it, though? Why would you hate it?
Well, because like the baggy jeans, the grunge, I feel like we have just come so far that we are only to go back to what we were doing.
To me, it just looks cleaner. It's more comfortable, because I used to wear like tighter jeans and stuff like that. Not like skinny jeans. I simply cannot pull that off. I'm too big for that. But for like looser clothing, one, it's just more comfortable. Two, it just looks better to me, honestly.
Yeah, Becca is right. It wasn't a cute time. It wasn't.
It depends how you do it. Some people, they just over exaggerate it, and they have like a short sleeve is like down to their elbows, and I'm like, all right, that's a little too much. But like if you have like cargo pants, that's a popular thing now, like that a lot of people wear, and I know it was popular back then. Like that's fine. That's not terrible in terms of the bagginess.
My mom is so funny. Mom jeans are back. They are. Oh my God, Katie was wearing a pair of mom jeans a couple of weeks ago. First of all, Katie never wears jeans, and so when I saw her wearing jeans, I was like, "Whoa, something is off here."
Are
you feeling okay? Indeed, she was. But it was so strange seeing her in jeans. Because, and you know Katie likes a good baggy clothing. She likes a good baggy shirt, a good baggy pair of shorts.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't wear shorts, pants. So this trend is fitting for her because it's so big.
It's right there, and that's her high school, college years, right? I would assume in that time. So
the 90s.
90s, 2000s. I don't know. Oh, yeah. 2000s. No, 2000s is hers. That's right. Katie, I'm so sorry. Katie, I'm so sorry. I'm so, because my brother was born. Well, no, my brother was born in 95, and he is 13 years younger than Katie. So that was her like what, middle school? That was your like elementary.
I was in elementary school.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not completely off. Not really. College is crazy, but high school is fine. Still, it's back in your guys' heydays.
We're both in trouble, exactly. Justin says mom jeans give you a big old booty. I'm sounding like a 70-year-old. No way.
Well, like here, one example. Somebody said, like Janet, she said, you might be mad, but I have to force myself to learn the new T Swift album. Like me with Taylor Swift, nothing. I don't know a single thing.
See,
I don't listen to her. And that's like the newsroom talk. Everybody loves Taylor Swift here. I never listen. I don't listen to her. I simply don't.
Howard says, dang, you all just ripping poor Katie, and she's not even here to defend herself.
I wasn't even trying to rip her, though. Like, I was trying to state something that would be relatable. Let me just stop. Let's
okay, so what do we feel in touch with? Food, popular music, social media, and movies. I was talking with, Sean Mickey, my sweet Sean Mickey, He's our investigative producer here. He's young too, but I was asking him, I'm like, Sean, do you have Spotify? Because I was in the car with him and he's just going through music. And I'm like, oh, this is really good. Do you have Spotify? And he goes, oh, yeah, I just got a few years ago. He goes, well, what do you, I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, what do you do for music? And I said, well, I just download. I buy my music.
You still buy the ed. You're wasting your money. Making ends meet. Don't waste your money. Talk about it. You don't have to buy your music anymore. Because on Spotify, it's $10. It's $10 a month,
right?
And you just get it unlimited. I understand if you download it, then you can play it at any time. You don't need Wi-Fi or anything like that. But it's just so much more convenient because then you're also not taking up space on your computer, on your phone and stuff.
And I think that's probably what I need to do from now on. I know I've been buying just Taylor's albums. I could just, get it on Spotify. But the thing about Spotify is that music yours then? This music is mine now. I own it.
I like it. Well, but the thing about Spotify too, because you build your own profile, you can make as many playlists as you want because you don't have to download you don't have to buy every single song. And the nice thing about it is too, anytime you could add to a playlist, it just adds automatically if you like that song. And then you're not having to worry about sitting there, oh, do I like that song? Do I not? Because then you have to sit there and decide if you want to buy it. And the nice thing about Spotify and Apple Music does it too. They have an option where it's called a radio. So from the song, if there's a song that you like and you're like, oh, I want to listen to more similar to it, then what you do, you play the radio and it just cues a whole bunch of different songs. Some you may already have on your playlist, some you may not. And that's really cool. I found a lot of new songs just through that radio option.
And can you download this music?
You could, yeah, and you download it. You could download the playlist through the Spotify app. So say you're on a plane when you don't have Wi-Fi and stuff. If you have that downloaded to the app, then it can play without Wi-Fi.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Adam, let me ask you this question. Do you know what Napster is?
I've heard of LimeWire. I've never heard of Napster.
What does LimeWire do?
If I could tell you, I couldn't.
Okay, you just
I've heard of LimeWire.
Okay, just checking.
Y'all are aging me now. Y'all are really trying to test me.
Jason, I remember Napster. I was right there with you, downloading all of my music illegally off of whatever server it was on. Napster and LimeWire were...
Oh, yes, then I do know what LimeWire is. Yes.
Music downloading.
Yes.
Proxies, I think. I don't even think it was a website. You would literally open Napster and you would search a song and it would download for you. But it would take hours to download one song because you were on a dial-up and of course, for whatever reason, it just took hours and hours and hours to make a single mixtape CD. To even burn that took hours. I mean, it was a nightmare growing up with this.
And I remember my dad before I got my devices and stuff like that. Before I got my devices and stuff, my dad would burn CDs and he would put it all on for me to have my little playlist.
Well, and Jackie's right. I mean, it put viruses on computers. Somebody picked up the phone line. You were screwed. I mean, this was a nightmare. Howard says, YouTube Music is the best. I pay for monthly. Download all videos, make my playlist, use it everywhere, watch whenever, and plays right into my car. That's pretty awesome. Oh my God, Lauren, see, exactly. And then Justin says you'd get the occasional song that shouted AOL Music on demand. Right? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Or somebody watermarked the music basically with their voice. Yes, Nicole says LimeWire, the land of viruses.
What is making a comeback too are vinyls.
Yes, and somebody was just saying that they're so expensive.
They are. I bought and that reminds me, I got to take my brother's gift back home because his birthday was in April, and I bought him a vinyl of one of his favorite bands because there's a vinyl shop on Elmwood. I mean, it's two levels of just all these vinyls, and it was amazing. I found one of my favorite artists, which was really cool, and then I found one for a band that both my brother and I listened to, so I'm taking that back to him. But it was almost $60.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
It was expensive.
Jason says, who remembers when MTV used to play music videos, especially TRL? I used to love TRL. That was the one thing that you did when you came home from school. You did your homework, you watched TRL, you saw where Britney and Justin were in the countdown. And then if you were lucky enough, your parents would let you go into New York City and stand outside in Times Square, or you could be in the studio, even cooler.
Life of the East Coast.
Yeah, no kidding. Lauren says, I used to watch TRL, used to love it, exactly. But TRL would also often cut videos down to 30-second clips, which I hated. Instead of letting you see the whole video, they cut it down. And then it was like, well, you didn't get to see the whole thing, and that was just so annoying.
You have to buy it probably.
Right. You
and
loved
stuff.
the song.
Mm-hmm.
Kim says, I listen to music right on my TV.
And that's the cool thing about Spotify too. Say you have a smart TV, you could just put Spotify on your TV. You could put it on your computer. Yeah. So what I'll do sometimes is that I'll pop it up on my TV and keep it there, so I can still have my phone free to do other things and stuff like that.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I love having that option too, because then it gives like a whole like display with the artist, and you can pop up the lyrics if you want to.
Cool.
You can do like a little karaoke session if you really want to with friends. But I love the versatility that you have with Spotify, because you can put it anywhere.
Barbara says, I took the day off of work on MTV's first day on air.
That's cool.
Video killed the radio star. So funny. I think that was the first video, the first music video that was played on MTV. Let me just Google this really quick to make sure. Because I'm right. Video killed the radio star. How ironic, right?
What is video killed the radio?
Video killed the radio
star.
star.
That's out my range. I couldn't tell you.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Can we just reminisce about this stuff every single day? Jackie says. Okay, yes, fine. What else would you like to reminisce about, Jackie? Is there one thing? How about, oh my God, Ricki Lake? Have you seen Ricki Lake lately? Please. Oh my God.
Who is Ricki? I feel like I've heard it, but I could not tell you.
I love this.
Hey, Lauren, I'm trying.
Oh God, that is so funny.
I'm still not an iPad kid, though. That's all I know. I will say that. I was right before the iPad kid generation, as I was just talking about in my story last Friday. I was still outside playing when I was younger, so I still got some of like the 90s in me, but still missed a lot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she does look good. But oh my gosh, I used to love Ricki Lake. I would watch her show every single time I was home from school sick. Or, okay, so my parents weren't ever really home in the afternoon, but when Ricki Lake had the firefighters on, you knew it was going to be a good show. If you know, you know.
American television host. I'm looking it up right now.
Yes, oh my God, the Rosie O'Donnell show. Remember the Kush balls? Yes, exactly, Justin. The Rebecca Kush that she would sling into the audience.
All of this is foreign language.
Do you know who Phil Donahue is?
The name sounds familiar.
Love Ricki Lake. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Actually, so yes, thank you, Melly. Exactly, girl. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So way back when, in the way back when machine, Russ has a cousin, Frank, who has cousins, Adam and Augie. Both of them, they're twins. Both of them were on Ricki Lake.
That's cool.
Because both of them were gorgeous. And they both had sick bodies. And, of course, I don't remember what Ricki Lake was doing that day, but it was like Hot Twins or something like that.
Oh, God.
And so Adam and Augie were on, and they were on shirtless. They were showing off what their mama gave them.
They had that on TV?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The 90s were a wild time.
That would not fly nowadays. Ain't no way.
Singled Out. Oh my God. Singled Out was so great on MTV. And then, yeah. It was a contest on twins is what Lauren's telling me. Thank you. I'm so glad. Lauren is like the best producer. She could just give you all the facts. Maury Povich.
We're not the those clips are hilarious.
Jerry Springer. Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
This question is for
See, now if you're talking like stuff that would not fly that I like, stuff that wouldn't fly today, like Family Guys, the South Parks, the Boondocks, all of those shows.
Yeah.
I love them.
South Park is so funny. Family Guy, hysterical. We love those shows in our house. All My Children, yes. The soap opera, the dating game. Yes, exactly, Kim. Thank you. We all know it. Jerry, Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse Raphael.
I think if anything, when it comes to me being in touch with like kind of that era, that 90s era, it's definitely the music. Like I love old 90s hip hop, R&B, Aaliyah, Brandy, Monica, all of them. Like those, Destiny's Child is amazing. The rappers, Biggie, Tupac.
You know 702?
No.
It was another like early 2000s, late 90s band. It was like an all girl gang, I think.
Okay.
But they were really good.
Nice.
Yes, Adam, Melly says.
See, I'm with you on that. With the music, I got you because I love that kind of music. But everything else, yeah, that's out the window.
702, exactly. Oh my gosh, so funny. Listen, we got to get the show on the road. Have a great day, everyone. Glad you're with us to start this Monday.